1,000.
1,000 likes, guys. 1,000
1,000
likes.
likes, and I will an official Anon drinking game for you guys.
So you guys heard that. What is up, guys? Shinchi42 here. Today in Rise of Kingdoms, we have a special guest, Anon. So how are you today, Anon?
Great. Another day, but yeah. So we're gonna be here talking about and getting into kind of the nitty gritty of the situation we're in, and what happened to really lead to and cause the fall of the Royal Knights, and how we ended up here.
Awesome. I think you're gonna be the one leading this conversation, as we talked about. We're going to actually. I'll start the question that we've typed down here. Is that number one? Is that inaccurate information and smearing the campaign goals? Do you want to get started with this?
Yeah. So I mean, we're going to be talking about kind of the different factors of the situation at hand, and kind of what we don't agree with, and what was done that not everybody was aware of. We those who worked against us, who shall not be named,
Yeah.
are the real problem that we had and everything was they went on what I would like to call a smear campaign.
So this is going to be the first topic that we're going to talk about, right? So inaccurate information, smearing campaign goals.
Yeah. They really heavily propagandized the situation, and sold people on these stories about things that you did and we did that weren't really accurate. They sold us on, or they sold everyone else on these facts, and it's that they, or well, false facts that they made up. And I've heard them say a lot of times that they don't like what people are doing, they don't like how actions are being taken, but I've yet to really hear from anyone hard specific actions that anybody did that led up to that. And that's the telltale sign of a smear campaign. They're saying things that aren't really real. So it's hard. We want people to we want to be upfront with people, but it's hard when people just don't get the right information, when they're being told many different stories, and a lot of that information is false.
Exactly. And a lot of times, oh my god, my Filipino accent come up there. A lot of times though is that we didn't really try to participate a lot in Kingdom Chat, and I don't think people that were getting fed with all the information even try to reach out to us, try to get the right information from us, which kind of end up leading to this one-sided biased opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically, until like more recently, didn't even talk in Kingdom Chat, didn't read it, didn't pay attention to it. It was muted and ignored. And so, I wasn't even aware of, all the propaganda going around, and, it, it's hard to see now, how everybody was misinformed, and, now it's too late to really fix all of the opinions.
Exactly. And what do you think is one of the most inaccurate information out there that was actually being sold, or something that you heard a lot?
Well, that everybody was against you. Everybody hated you. I I've never actually, other than some of the very few specific people that are, upset with you as a person, I've never heard anybody talk anything bad about your actions, or, most people are, they like you, they want to play with you, they enjoy, interacting with you. So I've never seen what everybody talks about, and that's another thing. I've never, nobody's ever given hard facts as far as why people don't like you, you know. Um, And that actually kind of leads us into really, our second point. People, they were sold a story that, you were hated by the whole kingdom, which, I think this whole situation stems from a real personal grudge. And, people take things way too personal in this game. It is a game. At the end of the day, we're all playing a game. We're all here to have fun. People need to lighten up a little bit, and, understand that, sometimes, you gotta be aggressive in a game. Like, it's a war game. You gotta fight for things. You gotta take things when you're more powerful. I mean, that's how it was in the times that these game is based on. In that, era of the world, that's how the world worked.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just ask for things. You didn't just like work with everybody. You just fucking took things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mine. Oh yeah. I want your land. Bye. Crush mine. Like, it's just how it went.
Yeah,
That's what war
exactly.
is about. That's why humans have war to begin with. And games like this are to help people, act out those same actions and, processes without causing real world damage, and that's why you should have fun and do those things. Not everybody understands that. And, and like you've said before, if you're not here to fight for things and not here to, win, go play Farmville. Like, there's plenty of other games where you can sit around and farm all day long and have fun. It's, that's not what this game's about.
Maybe they should start playing like Clash Royale or something where your troops doesn't die.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of. I mean, those games have more players for a reason, because there's more people like you guys that that want to, not you, Shinchi, but the people listening, the people that want to just kind of sit around and farm. Like, there are games out there for you. I'll be honest, this is not that game. Like,
So
you should be playing something else. But hey, to each his own, right? Or her own, or their own.
yeah.
I'll use the they pronoun. But
One of the thing though is that there's two options that we could have approached this, right? What we did is the first approach where we captured a lot of objectives and some people that are weaker alliance that probably couldn't even handle it by their own were upset. Like no way they could have obtained those holy sites by themselves. We had to help them. Second is another approach is that where we become submissive and you know for a number one alliance to be submissive is just ridiculous to even have that an option. But that's another option that you can do is like work with other people.
right. But then we're back to Farmville. Like,
But yeah,
why? I mean, why? Why should the number one alliance submit? If you look in like even other kingdoms, number one alliances take, take, take. There were other alliances, and there are historic kingdoms that were significantly more brutal with significantly more powerful, and even weaker primary top alliances. And we had rules against not burning cities, not even attacking people. Like, we did all of our objective capturing in the most peaceful way as possible. And we, did everything we can to not fight and destroy the smaller alliances, because it, wasn't fair to them to just wipe them out. So
yeah.
that's why we had people, smaller alliances give up leadership to join. Because, they're smaller, and that's how they move up,
And what we
in the
did
world
is
and grow.
actually is that when we took over the small alliances to fight against another alliance, it's not even that we want them. It's a strategic point of view that we need their help, and we told them that we need your help to defeat this alliance that are going to probably defeat you and defeat in the long run. So by us coming in, by helping you guys and grow you guys, and which what we did is we grew them. Now they were one of our fierce fighters during the war, and also they were able to capture the past, right? They were able to capture that pass and benefit out of it as well, and that's how we help them. And it's just like my point of this saying is that when there is rewards, people are with you. When there's no more anything that benefits them, then they start to leave.
Yeah, that goes back to my earlier point.
Yeah,
Well, actually, the later point. Loyalty. It's it's a trait that's just really lacking in people in this kingdom. And it's really sad,
Mm-hmm.
because loyalty is the number one thing to me personally. I'm loyal maybe to a fault, but that's who I want to be. I want to be, that's how I want to represent myself. But I've just seen so many people that are just there for the power, just there for, as you said, rewards. And it's depressing. It really skews my view of society within this game, because I thought better of a lot of people. I thought there was more to our connections than just you know one person upsetting people, or rewards, or who's the most powerful, or protecting yourself. I mean, it's yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's just depressing.
And honestly, if people managed to just stick together and actually initiate a plan, it would have been a different outcome. That's my opinion.
Oh,
And
100%. Oh,
also,
100%. If everybody had stayed loyal to RK, nobody had turned, even after the big guys turned, if everybody else stayed, we would have been fine. We would have been
mhm,
able to fight back and win 100%. But,
exactly.
it's when, the big guys jump ship, anyone who was not loyal to the name, but simply loyal to the fact that we were the number one alliance, left. Because, and I think that's partly our fault. We accepted people
Hmm.
based on power, for, just to keep that number one position, and to, stay strong. And, maybe we should have been more selective about who we brought in, how we brought them in. Um, so I mean, we can't say that's entirely, everyone else's fault. We didn't didn't accept all the right people. And that's the fact of the matter. Most of the people that are still loyal are the ones that were from the original Jumper project, the ones that, you know, um, don't care about the power. They were there for the experience. And, you know, a lot of the people that left, specifically, in relation to, the changes in power, were ones that we gained throughout the process of getting more powerful.
Hmm.
And, wanted to join because we were number one.
One of the things that
So
I saw that people want to go join is that, of course, the big spenders are going to buy a lot of these golden chests, and they want to benefit out of that. So that's one of their luring point. You know,
hmm yeah,
it's just
yeah. I mean, people,
I don't
they
blame
like them
them.
golden chests. I mean, they're great. The golden chests are awesome, but I mean, the game's about so much more than that. And I mean, they were gonna get chests either way. Like, sure, some of the spenders went, but even after they went, we got dozens of golden chests
I
going
know. We
through.
still got like 3 or 4 guys that are buying.
Right. It's not, you're, that's shouldn't be the reason you leave. Yeah. I mean, it's
That's one thing
just
that I
doesn't
saw.
make
That's one thing
sense.
that I saw that people left for it. Well, I'm not gonna name who specifically, but I saw how they acted in a way where like, oh, there's golden chest in here. Let me go over there and like, just like benefit out of it. That's something that I saw.
Yeah, and I mean, we wanted people to benefit from them. So when things like that happened, we would pull people in from our families. Hey, we got a couple spaces. We're gonna be, popping some chests. Come on over. Oh, our
Oh
bonus
yeah,
chest is about to pop. Come on over.
we've always
Like,
done that for DK and LK.
yeah, we wanted to support our family, and share the wealth as much as possible. Um, so yeah, I mean, we always were looking out for what's best for everyone, but I think that there's just was a lot of misconception about what we were doing, and you know it
Yeah, I
it
think
just
the situations was kind of they were very. I'm gonna give it to them. It's a war game. Deception is part of the game, and twisting the situation is also part of the game. And like they were able to, they're very good. I gotta give it up to them. It was very good how they managed or manipulated the situation to favor their side. Um,
yeah, I mean, it was their really only option. They didn't have the power at the time, and I don't, blame them, for what they did. I'm just, saddened by the fact that our people were able to be swayed by those such ploys. You know, when you are outpowered and outmanned, your only option is, the sneaky route, deception, propaganda, corruption. That's why there are spies in actual war. That's why there are, you know, coups and people, playing that sneaky route. That it is a viable option, but it's really the only option for people that are weaker, and it's sad. I had just hoped that our people would have been strong enough to see through that and stick with us, loyally.
What I don't get though, Anon, is that us being the number one family, not just alliance, we were the number one family at a certain point of the game, is just
Mm-hmm.
the number two family, which is a lot weaker than us, requesting our leadership to change, and the questionable action of the some of the leadership that we had as well is like they are agreeing. It's not even all the leadership, it's like a few people there, like they were agreeing that we're like, oh yeah, let's go and give up. Like, why in that world would you submit to a level, a rank 2 family alliance while you can just take them on? Like, what in the world,
Right.
right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
they
it
they
doesn't
don't
make sense,
complain. They don't complain in the beginning. These leadership, when we were setting up our plans and when we set up our drawings for even the Lost Temple, like I even laid it out and there and no complaints, right? And then later on, when they're no more benefit, the complaints start to come up. Like, complain early, that's fine. Then we can adjust. But complain late, it's sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, there is, that fear of, a turncoat, people turning over and manipulating things for the other side. And, you know, um, whether people were actually in that situation or not, I mean, we have no way to know for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
it's
don't.
impossible.
We don't.
You know, um, we, we just got to believe that, the people we had really did have, the best interest in
Yeah,
heart, at least
definitely.
in their opinion. But, you know, I just think they were wrong as far as their decisions, and, the actions they took were not for the best interest of RK. And the kingdom would have been great either way. Whether, the other, primary alliance family had taken control or our family had taken control. I mean, the kingdom would have survived. It's just a matter of, again, back to that loyalty thing. You you just show that you're not truly loyal to who you're with when you switch like that. And that's something I think they really will need to worry about going forward. Especially with things like KVK and migration coming. Who I mean, there's now multiple powers running on the other side, multiple opinions, and not everybody's going to agree. And what happened to RK could very well happen to them. Once everything goes down, and somebody could overtake that leadership, and history tends to repeat itself. So,
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah,
people
yeah.
act in those ways, they're likely going to do it again. That's the fact of the matter is, people are who they are, so they're going to continue to act how they've been acting. And, that's what I would be afraid of if I was them right now, is what's going to happen after Lost Temple's taken, what's going to happen, once migration opens up, and, people from, friends of other kingdoms are going to be coming in, and you know power dynamic is going to shift. I mean, I've already heard talk of people bringing in 50, 60, 70 million power people into the kingdom, once migration opens. That's a scary thought. you know
Yeah, I feel bad for the weaker people or weaker players that are gonna try to support them. And in terms when this thing happens, I mean, I'm sure they'll try to make it work. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, but I just feel like it's not gonna favor a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. There's just too much discrepancy in people's character and loyalty. From who's left, that you never really know who you can trust anymore, because at the end of the day, pretty much everyone has betrayed someone at some point to get to where they are in this kingdom, and that's sad, but the
Mhm.
truth. And you got to keep that in mind when you're thinking about what's going to happen, where things are going to go.
So
You just
that
got to be prepared for them to do that again.
exactly, and it's really sad at the same time, but it is what it is, right? I mean, this is human nature. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. Like I said, it's depressing, and I feel bad, and my heart goes out to all my friends, and all my you know all the people I built relationships with, through this experience. But you've made your bed, now you got to lie in it. Like,
And yeah, and a lot of
enjoy
times
it.
people are going to say what they need to say, like, also to survive, right? They need to say, that they would probably disagree with some of the actions, from us, and then make sure that they side on the side of the opponent to make sure that they're safe. They're gonna
Yeah.
tell you what they want to. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean, that at least in this kingdom, people can be very two-faced. They're going to tell you one thing but really feel another, and that's what it's all boiled down to. We've really come to terms with is there, like I was saying earlier, there's just a high percent of people that lack that loyalty factor in
Hmm.
this kingdom. It is a character trait that sadly just not a lot of people in this kingdom have. And no offense to all you guys, but you can't argue with me. Anybody that's listening and watching, like, it's facts. Betrayal is the exact opposite of loyalty.
And yeah, and it is part of the game, right? We expect that as well coming into this kind of game, but it was just unfortunate that it's the kind of this kingdom is very very actually weird. This kingdom is very weird. Like, it's very odd. Like how like the actions that happen in this kingdom wouldn't normally happen on other kingdoms if you ever think about that way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's abnormal.
And
It's
having me in there in the kingdom as one of the big influencer, it really shines a light and free publicity to me, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I think people also thought about that publicity factor, and they wanted to be the person who took down Shinchi. Not they didn't want to be the people that worked with Shinchi. It's like, what's the big deal? Like, like, I don't get the big point of all that, but like, I think people had these, like, high
Vendetta.
goals and these expectations of what they wanted to accomplish, and they did whatever they had to do to accomplish those goals, even at the expense of their own
You cut off there. Moral high grounds, I think you're trying to say.
well, no, at the expense of their own morals. Like, not English second language fail,
Yeah,
Shinchi.
yeah, yeah. Morals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're trying to say. But yeah, guys, English is not my primary language. I speak four languages: Filipino,
Obviously, English is my
English,
only.
Mandarin, and Hokkien.
You know it. You guys know it.
Yeah, you guys know. This is Anna. How many shots are they gonna take now?
Oh, I mean, they can shots they want. Make me infamous. I don't give a crap. Like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not a shy person. I don't get embarrassed, and I'm kind of like a social butterfly. I like attention, so I don't care. Like,
And
give it to me all you want. Like, it's very funny and very enjoyable to see everybody talking about me saying and I guess everybody take a look at the captions for the videos, because I guess there's a couple points where it said like 7, 8 times in a single minute. It's
yeah.
funny.
Also, want to let you guys know that this channel is not promoting any health risk behavior about taking alcohol a lot. So I just want to point that out. I am not promoting any of that. You can take a shot of water if you guys want.
Yeah, but I
E-
mean,
Even with water, you can.
Shinji, Shinchi does not promote that, but I will say that that is a killer drinking game. I'm sure might kill you though.
So, my personal view, I'm not promoting that. But
That is Anon's personal opinion. It does not reflect Shinchi or Shinchi 42 Gaming's channel in any way, shape, or form.
so that would be your Anon drinking game. That's the name. Just have fun with it.
Maybe I'll wrap an actual like a little rules for you guys.
Just have fun with it, guys. This is, coming into YouTube, people sometimes they think they're too serious, even on YouTube. It's just like they bring the seriousness from the game up to YouTube. Like, we're here to entertain you guys as well. This is not just, we're not serious here a lot of times as well. Especially me, when I make my videos, I'm here to entertain, give you guys some guides and tips and stuff. Basically, to get you guys going into this game, to be excited. And
we're here to have fun.
We also try to present to you guys what the realistic views of playing this game and what's happening in other kingdoms. If it's happening to us, it's happening to other kingdoms too.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not an outlier. There are hundreds of kingdoms, so the chances is other people are going through the same thing. Maybe it's a kingdom that's newer than us that hasn't fully, ended up in the result that we're in yet. And maybe you guys have a chance to fix it. Hopefully what we're telling you and the, information we're sharing about our experience will help you fix your situation if you're in a similar situation. That's the best we can hope, because we'll be honest, our situation is unsalvageable. It is. We can't fix this at this point. People just they don't want to anymore. They don't want,
yeah. I mean, the desire wasn't never there. I feel like the desire was just like, let's just, hey, even though we're strong, let's just give up because I don't want to fight. Even though if you flip the situation, if the opponents were in our shoes, they would have fought right away.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just a situation that we had, which is like the player base that we had were not the player base. Basically, I think the leaders that we had running the show. Because I may be the face of the alliance, but I told you guys, like, I run 20% of the decision making.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that, you were just a part of the decisions that were made, but you left a majority of the diplomacy and war related decisions to the people appointed to those stations.
Exactly. Even territory.
You let them. Yeah, I mean, you let them go. You followed plans that they set out that went against your personal opinion multiple times. I even myself personally think that there's a one specific situation where we decided to attack one person rather than another person. Both will not be named, but that decision is what led us here. If we had made the other decision to attack the other one rather than the one we did, we would probably be at the top of the kingdom still and taken Lost Temple already. We probably would have already taken Lost Temple, like day it opened. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've had Lost Temple open for like what, 4 or 5 days now and haven't even attempted it. Like,
yeah.
Right.
The sad part is people don't understand that even though I am the face of Royal Knights, I take every single opinions of the officers and put that into value, which, I mean, I guess that's one of our downfall because I listened to maybe the wrong people. I was convinced that there is a greater plan long term, which end up in getting into us in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just had the wrong people in those positions.
Yeah.
Like you've said before, you got blinded by the whales.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that one.
Those big whales blocked out your view, and all you could see was, ooh, put them big power in front.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's logical, but not really the most successful outcome, and not like the best course of action. At least now we know.
Yeah.
But it's a learning experience. There's no way you could have known until after the fact.
Exactly. And I was like, I've never run a super big alliance like this. I mean, we were holding more than 200 players in this kingdom. I mean,
oh yeah, I mean, we jumped with 200 people.
Yeah.
Like, like it was insane how many people were, participating in the project. It's just too many to count, to be honest. The primary alliance filled within an hour of the jump, and we had to create not only 2 additional but 3 additional alliances just to fit everybody. Like, it's insane. Like,
it is. Let's kind of wrap it up. I do want to say that I just want to thank every jumpers that had participated with us, and I want to make a specific shout out to this guy. His name is Killer Alan. If you have not forgotten about him, he's actually the one who initiated everything for us. He started a Discord group and he initiated the jump, right? Also, I want to shout out to some of the guys as well, like Squirtle, who actually is the one to create the Jumping Alliance, because when we got into the Kingdom 1253, when we migrated, I was still sleeping, and they're the one to create the Royal Knights Alliance and build that core group that we had. Killer Alan is what he did is that he is the one who created the S42J. I think that's our alliance name in Kingdom 16 that time. So I want to do a shout out to him, because if it wasn't for these guys, we would not have an amazing experience. Even though it's a 50-60 days experience, I had fun. I had a lot of fun, and you guys can make fun of me by saying fun again. But I seriously did enjoy the time that we had and the people that was playing with us, and I'm assuming that they also enjoyed the time being with us and into the downfall of Royal Knights. And those who are still with us are still going to be enjoying, because when we move on to the next step or next progress that we're gonna do, they're gonna be enjoying the situation that we're gonna get into. I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just want to, say that I, really enjoyed all the bonds that I made with everyone, and, I have no hard feelings against anyone or any decisions that anyone made. We can all still be friends after this. Hit me up on Discord. You guys all have my information.
Same.
But, it is what it is, but I'm glad that I got to meet all you guys, and I'm glad we got to go through this experience together. Good, bad, clean, dirty, it's whatever, that's life. Life is an ugly thing at times, and but you still enjoy it, and that's what you got to remember, is that there's a lot more to all of this, and this is still just a game. So I personally will not take any actions from the game and carry them over to real life as far as my opinions. So
exactly, and separate your in-game relationship and out-of-game relationship, because when you get into in-game, people or the players play this persona that they want to be at, but I don't think they would actually play that role in real life.
No, and that's the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, real life and the game are gonna, they're separated for me. I love all you guys. You're all still gonna be my friends as long as you want to be my friend. I hope you guys, or I wish you guys all the best of luck. And like I was saying earlier, I hope that the situation, that history doesn't repeat itself, and you don't end up in the same situation screwed again.
Yeah. All right.
I would feel bad. But,
yeah. All right. So, Anon, one thing before we end, actually, I want to say thank you to the FAMO Juggernaut. It's part of the game. There's always going to be a winner and a loser. At this stage, we're the one who lost, and good job for them. I mean, nothing against them. I think they played the game correctly, and much credit for them. And like I said, this is a video game to me at the end of the day, and majority of our players at the end of the day, it's just a game for them.
Yeah. I mean, I know it is for me, and I do. I thank them as well. They're, they, like I said, they gave us an experience, and it's, good, bad. At the end of the day, it's still an experience.
Yeah, and you learn a lot from experience.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna end this video now. Share this video, and maybe you guys can learn a lot. Thumbs up. Give this what? How many likes should we request this time, man?
1,000.
1,000 likes, guys. 1,000 likes.
1,000 likes, and I will an official Anon drinking game for you guys.
So you guys heard that. If we get 1,000 likes, there's gonna be a Anon drinking game. Not sponsored by Shinchi. Not. Influenced by Shinchi42, by the way. This is totally Anon. You would have to message him on Discord.
Yeah. But I will. And I'll make it fun. You guys, if you make it to 1,000 likes, I'll do it for you, 100%.
Awesome. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys again next time, and thank you, Anon, for giving your insight in here. And I want to say also a few things before we end. Thank you for the great friendship that you've given to me, and also the loyalty that you've provided. And one thing that I want to say is that most people don't know this, and I want to really point this out. One of the best qualities that I saw in you is that during the time that we will take rewards from holy sites and stuff, you're always the first person to say, no, I don't really need it, and I'll rather give it to other players. And that's one of the things that I saw, one of your great qualities, why I decided also to have you take the leadership role in Royal Knights, because I saw how your generosity is. You didn't really care about much about yourself. You looked out for other people first than yourself. And other players that we had in there, then I saw that they were just all, take. And what I saw from you was different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a greedy person by nature. I'm all, even in my real life, I've always been about sharing. Sharing is caring. That's just, a model I live by. And, I like to carry that into everything I do. And,
and you're not even a big spender either. You're just like about maybe a really moderate spender too.
Moderate. I spend, what I want.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys again next time. And don't forget, 1,000 likes. Bye.